Yo, what up, YouTube? Welcome to Sinn-Take, man. My name is Jason. Coming back with another one, man. Listen, man, y'all see that sun in the backdrop. Y'all see it, man. I mean, we getting through the day, we making way, and we don't play, man. So hopefully y'all having yourselves a good day thus far, man. We getting through it and getting to it, man. You know what I mean? But yeah, I just want to come out here, get some fresh air, and holla at y'all, man, because listen, I want y'all to understand, that the flesh and fitness just don't mix, bro. It just don't mix, man, because the flesh gonna always have you a mess. It's always gonna have you on BS, and it's just gonna hurt your whole, fitness journey, because the flesh gonna always be calling you to sleep in. It's always gonna be calling you to sin. The flesh gonna always be calling you to choose pleasure and things that go against your health and your fitness journey. So a lot of times, man, when you in your flesh, listen, bro, you won't even be making it to the destination, where you can get healthy, where you can get fit, because guess what? Your flesh is gonna be telling you to sleep in. You know what I mean? Your flesh gonna be telling you to eat things that go against your, your health and your goals. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be calling for you to eat sugar, calling you to eat fast food. You know what I mean? Your flesh gonna be calling you to fap, watch pornography, which is gonna deplete you of vitamins and nutrients. Listen, bro, your flesh gonna stay on BS. So you got to think about it, man. It will never mix with fitness and health, because all the flesh going to do is destroy you. You know what I mean? And it's going to keep you from being in the right places at the right times to get you right. You know what I'm saying? It literally does go against the spirit, because the Most High wants you healthy. You know what I'm saying? The Most High don't want you eating abominations. The Most High wants you to be disciplined. You know what I mean? All those things of the spirit. The Most High wants you at peace. He don't want you out here sick. He don't want you out here addicted. You know what I'm saying? He don't want you out here, just unhealthy to where you can't even move. But listen, bro, that flesh, man, listen. That will have you out here fighting all types of sicknesses, injuries. Because if you call yourself going to the gym, listen, bro, if you in your flesh, you will never be in the right mind while you there. Because guess what, bro? Health and fitness, when you go to the gym, bro, that's like 90% mental. So you got to think about your form. You got to be, on point. You got to think about how much weight you need to use. You got to think about what worked for you, that gave you a good pump the last workout. But think about if you in the gym in your flesh. First of all, you already tired, you sluggish. Second of all, you're not thinking about the right thing, so your mind isn't there. You got to think about if you, was fapping and you low on energy, you low on vitamins and nutrients, the things that your body need in order to heal, in order to grow, in order to have your blood flowing and all of that stuff. Listen, if that stuff ain't on point and your mind ain't there, listen, you're going to injure yourself. You know what I mean? You're going to drop some weight on you. You're going to do something, because you wasn't concentrating. You're going to make some type of mistake because your mind wasn't in the right place. You're going to be thinking about who watching you. You're going to be thinking about some of the, the women that's walking around there. You're going to be thinking about some stuff just outside of the task at hand. Listen, bro, I'm telling you right now, bro, it just don't mix. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, bro, like it's an injury right down the pipeline for you, if you do try to mix it. So understand, bro, you got to make a choice. You got to choose one or the other. You know what I mean? Because it's just like the scripture tell us, like, listen, you can't serve two masters. You either gonna love one or hate the other. And I hate being in the flesh, bro. I hate it. Really does vex my spirit when I take steps backwards, when we relapse and we go against, our goals and the plans that the Most High have for us. Man, it sucks. You know what I'm saying? It sucks, but this is a battle that we got to deal with on the daily. But when you on point, when you in the spirit, bruh, it's like you at your best, you at your highest energy. You know what I mean? You getting the best pump, the best workout. You making the best decisions for your body, the best decisions for your mind. That's where the Most High wants you at. Because when you like that, you in your prime. When you like that, you dropping dimes, bruh, like you doing your thing. But listen, man, the flesh gonna go against all that. It's gonna tear down all of that, bro. That's why it really just don't mix. Not even, dealing with people that's constantly in their flesh. Because guess what? If they around you all the time, they gonna mess up your journey. You know what I'm saying? They gonna be making they gonna make the urges and the temptation stronger, because they always gonna be coming around with all of the stuff of this world, all of the stuff of the flesh, everything that you trying to get away from. You trying to get away from the weed, you trying to get away from the alcohol, you trying to get away from the lust, you trying to get away from social media, you trying to get away from the gossip, the drama. Listen, bro, people in their flesh, they gonna bring all that stuff to you. You know what I mean? Now you're not even focused on, your journey. You know what I'm saying? Now you're not even focused on, your habits and the routines that you got set up. You know what I mean? In order for you to win. See, they take your mind away from all of that. And a lot of times, bro, that be the deception. The adversary will send some people in your life to get you off track. You know what I'm saying? And if you dealing with people that are not of the Most High, you know what I'm saying? If you dealing with people, that don't have a relationship with Yeshua, listen, bro, it's going to be easy for the adversary to, jump in them and use them. You know what I'm saying? To use them to take you off your path, man. So you got to be careful. You got to understand. It's just things that just don't mix in this world, like oil and water. You know what I mean? That's what it is, bro. The water, that's the spirit. That's the word. That's the truth. And it's going to nourish you. But listen, bro, that bad oil, that vegetable oil, that canola oil, you know what I mean? That rancid oil, that's the flesh. And what does that do? What does that tend to do? It tends to, clog up your arteries. That's just what oil do. That's why they tell you don't pour oil down the drain. But a lot of time, that's what we do when we let corn in our brain, when we let the flesh take over. We pour oil down the drain and it clogs up our mind, it clogs up our arteries. And then what happens, bro? That's when the stroke comes. That's when the heart attack come. That's when the hypertension come. That's when the health problems come. And ultimately, that's when destruction come. So you got to understand, that's exactly how the flesh is. The flesh is a rancid oil that will clog up your arteries, that will just do the worst to your system. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, bruh, that's why we on this journey. That's why we, really trying to take our health goals seriously. Because listen, bro, the Most High want us to be strong out here. He want us to be soldiers out here. He want us to be disciplined out here. But it's no way that we could do that, when we draining ourselves. You know what I'm saying? There's no way that we could do that when we constantly just giving in to temptation and the things of this world. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people wonder why they just be so drained and so tired. You know what I mean? It's because they not feeding themselves the proper things. Instead, they just depleting their bodies of it. You know what I'm saying? They depleting themselves. You think about, most people don't even, they'll go ahead and drain themselves. They don't even take no type of supplements. So guess what? They not even replacing the things that they wasting. You know what I mean? But call themselves up in the gym. They in the gym on their phones. They in the gym just taking about 5-10 minutes in between sets. You know what I'm saying? Listen, bro, they not focused. And meanwhile, bro, like they don't even have no type of vitamin D in their system, no type of vitamin C, no type of iron, no type of magnesium, ain't even taking at the least you can do is take a one a day multivitamin. These mugs don't even have that, but steady fapping. You know what I'm saying? Steady fapping, steady clapping. But guess what, bro? If they trying to get fit, if they trying to get their health right, it ain't gonna happen, bro. You know what I'm saying? They gonna be wondering why it ain't no muscle growth. You know what I mean? They gonna be wondering why they can't, get to the next level. You know what I mean? They gonna be wondering why. Because they constantly in their flesh. And, just health and, when it comes to your health, bro, and your fitness, the flesh is just going to make you take steps backwards. So that's why we got to stay in this fight, man, because listen, I know some of y'all out there hitting that gym. I know some of y'all out there trying to gain muscle. I know some of y'all out there trying to get y'all breathing right and all of that stuff, man. Y'all trying to get back right. Because listen, if you was living like me, when you was drinking all that alcohol, when you was smoking all that weed, when you was hitting them cigarettes, you know what I'm saying? When you was fapping every day, and I mean multiple times every day, and at the same time, having sex listen, bro, you gonna be jacked up out here. You know what I'm saying? If you was living like that, it's like, listen, I ain't ever trying to go back to that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't ever trying to go back to that. So it's like, man, this is the best thing that you can do right now. Is really try to get, your health in order. Really try to get, fit for what's to come, man, because it's getting crazier and crazier out here, man. Y'all see what's happening then? Bruh. The last thing you want to be is out of shape in these times, I'm telling you, because you don't know when you gonna have to spring into action and be that superhero that need that energy that the Most High provide, need that spirit that the Most High provide, need that strength that the Most High provide. You don't know when you gonna have to tap into that side. You know what I'm saying? But you messed up if you ain't got it. You ain't even got no NOS button. You ain't got no NOS button, bro. Like, listen, bro, you messed up out here, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about y'all, but I got an energy source I can tap into. I hope you got the same, bro. That's why we here. You know what I'm saying? We got that spiritual energy source. You know what I'm saying? We got that masculine energy source. You know what I mean? We got that physical energy source. You need all of that, man. These days, man, listen, bro, it's all hands on deck, so you need everything working right, bro. And keep the Most High in your sight, all right? And that's my word, man. My name's Sinn, the Sinn-Take. Holla at y'all later, man. Peace.